So we have real time. This is live, baby. See, I love live stuff. It's more real. But what do you think about what I'm saying about like we are on the precipice? I just feel like the TikTok ban happening. Like I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen on Sunday when TikTok. It could cease to exist, or it could just be shut off for temporarily.
Did Trump say what he's going to do with it?
I think he's going to try to. He said he's going to support it. He's going to try to do something to bring it back.
What?
Bring it back. But it's like in that little in between phase, like a day before he takes office, and then also because really the real deal is the businesses, the like Apple, Google, the businesses that are out there, they can be heavily fined. Like it was like hundreds of millions of dollars. It sounded like per user, like for each like day, or it was something crazy. It was like billions of dollars that they could be fined if. But Biden did say that he is not going to enforce it. This little short window he has. So? Have you been keeping up with this, Jesse?
Yeah.
All I see is on TikTok, everybody talking about it, and everybody knows the Titanic is going down. And it's like, we got some people that are just still playing, playing their violins, some people are keeping their cool. Some people are trying to cowardly try to sneak on the boats, the men, the men trying to just sneak off or whatever.
How?
I'm just saying, from the movie Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm a little, he's my, I guess I got a man crush on Leo, he's the guy. I loved him so much early on, but I mean, his acting career, like he is, I think, the best actor out there. So
I like him too.
You do?
Yeah.
He is the quintessential actor, best man out there. No one rivals. Was he the
one in Revenant? Or remember?
Was that what it was called?
When he is like that really tough guy and he had to.
He got mauled by a bear.
Yeah.
And then do you remember like he hid inside it wasn't a bear.
It was a moose.
Or something like that. Yeah. I remember that. He hid inside a moose, inside one.
It wasn't a moose.
Was he even hiding? It was like, or was it just to stay warm? Yeah, it was just to stay warm. Yeah, I could talk about Leo all day long, Leo. Okay, so I wanted to talk, mainly about like, just because like Trump is going into office on Monday, everything is going to be flipped upside down, and. Did you hear about the Middle East has struck peace, before he's even taken office?
Yikes.
It's like,
are they going to credit that to Biden though? It happened during his time.
Yeah. I mean, anybody in politics is going to take credit for anything good and they're going to blame it on someone else for anything bad. So it's like Biden's already saying he's going to take credit for whatever happens, like economically, when Trump takes office, it's because he built that foundation. But I mean, but every president does that, like every president is blaming the one before or taking credit for something, and it's just politics.
Yeah.
But I mean, politics, I mean, it's an ugly word, but it's also, I mean, it's the best entertainment we got. I mean, sports can distract us and everything, but like politicians are making real how our lives are affected, like truly,
it's not very entertaining.
To me, it's entertainment. To me, it's like, it's fun to watch,
It gives me anxiety.
It does not at all to me, like, I mean, either way it would have went, like who would have won, I would have been okay with it. And I think we all would have been okay with it. Whoever's our president's our president, Yeah. So it's like, I think we're going to be good either way, but like, it does feel a little bit better that Trump is taken off. Actually, it feels a lot better that Trump is taken office. Just because, I mean, I feel like we'd relive a lot of stuff. I think we're past that. I think everything, we're moving forward. It's onward and upward. So that's how I feel.
Do you think anything's going to happen on Monday? Like anyone, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Who doesn't want this to happen?
Like a January 6th kind of thing? No. Like, I mean, not like that. I mean, he has been already 2 assassination attempts. Is that what you mean? Like something like that?
2?
Yeah. There's one that he actually got shot at, and then another that I don't think the other guy got any shots off, but they just caught him before at his golf course.
That's right.
So they stopped it in advance.
Oh my gosh.
But so yeah, like I don't know. I can remember like 4 years ago Biden being sworn in, and I was definitely like I got behind him. I felt like I was hopeful based on his message, what he like put out there. But I think, that it was a tough 4 years.
Yeah.
It was a tough 4 years.
Kurt said yes. What'd you say yes to, Kurt? Do you think something's going to happen? Is that what you said?
Is that what we said to that too?
I don't know. You just said yes.
Yeah. Or maybe, Kurt, what are you thinking?
Tell us, Kurt. How are you doing?
Yeah. So it's a pretty insane like situation. I think no one in their right mind would have thought Donald Trump would have been president again. It's not. That shows you anything can happen. I mean, he was like sworn off the face of the earth. He was kicked off of all social media while he was a sitting president. He was still president, and they kicked him off all social media. He tried to tweet from the POTUS Twitter feed, and they stopped that. Everything they completely silenced him whenever he left. And
Yeesh.
it's like everything's completely flipped now. Everything is. The most famous people or the wealthiest are now like coming towards him, and like because seems like all the business minds out there are rallying behind him. They want to be associated with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
he's good for business, right? He said, "LOL."
It's to me. I think he will definitely be good for business, but a lot of the companies out there, like I don't know if they're just covering their backs or just jumping on the winning team or what, but Elon Musk was the one that was actually with him before all this,
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of crazy moments, and I think not everyone's a Trump supporter. Not everyone wants him, but like, it doesn't matter. Like everybody, it's like, if Kamala would have won, she's our president, like if whoever won, like we can get behind our president, because like we're all Americans, There doesn't have to be dividing lines, like, I don't think so.
Hopefully, like everybody, like you said, everyone can just make what their promises happen,
Mm-hmm.
It all sounds good.
Yeah. So do you think something's going to happen on Monday, Jesse?
I don't know.
Like, what were you thinking when you said that?
Like, they used to have like riots and stuff. What were those about? Remember, they're like
when the January 6th happened? Like that? When they used to just
just stuff happening all over. Even in like down the plaza, there was bricks stored.
Oh, that was the whole
everywhere.
2020 year. Like I remember that. Like every city was like popping off with a lot of.
During COVID, they were like that, or it was before that?
No, it was 2020. It was like going in that election season, which was crazy because Trump was president, and I don't know like why he doesn't have to be political anymore. He's not going to have another term after this. This is. Yeah. This is it, and like, who's he going to set up for success after him,
Yeah. So did Starship, the huge SpaceX rocket, blow up?
Oh.
Blow up.
I don't know. Did something happen?
I don't know. What do you know, Kurt?
What do you know, Kurt? What's going on? What's the
Starship?
No, what's Starship? Space. I'm thinking SpaceX.
The huge SpaceX rocket.
Did something happen? What was that one thing Jesse, you could look it up.
Good.
We don't have a Jamie yet. We'll have a Jamie soon. I'll say, Jamie, can you look that up? Joe Rogan, he has Jamie
on the web.
Oh.
Saw it on the web.
Is that what there was something that was like the star, like the in the sky that I showed you, and then Elon even tweeted about it. It was about, I don't know what that was. It was like
all those lights just streaking.
Yeah, was that the explosion of that? Or I don't know, like, because I did see that, and I tweeted out, this is how War of the Worlds, was that what it was called? War of the Worlds? What was that movie with Tom Cruise? Yeah. War of the Worlds? So. War of Worlds? It's like when you can't say something and you don't say it right the first time, it loses all meaning. You cannot remember it at all. I've completely lost it. What are you finding out, Jesse? You are Jamie right now.
FAA temporarily halts launches of Musk's Starship after explosion.
Was that what that was?
The explosion happened after the Starship's second stage, which is slated to carry cargo or astronauts on the way to the moon.
I don't have time to look at news all day. I wish I did. Like, I'm actually at work most of the day, so I'm not like devouring the news like I wish I was. I wish I was devouring the news like nonstop, and know what's going on, because you feel out of the loop when you can't watch news and you don't have social media in front of you all day. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, I don't know. SpaceX test flight exploded and debris rained toward the Caribbean.
Maybe that's what he tweeted, because he actually tweeted that out about But whenever I first saw it, it was like somebody saying it's starting, it's beginning, like almost like the end of the world's happening, or I mean that makes me think like when the end of the world starts happening, it's like there ain't no going back. It's like we're all gonna be like checking our phones, but then it's like we might lose. It might be like an EMP going off and just bam. It's like we lose all connection. I mean, like right now, we are able to communicate across the world right now. Anybody that's across the seas. I feel I keep thinking you're about to say something. No, okay. But yeah, we can communication lines are up, and it's like imagine them going down, and we're just immediately isolated. I'm not a doomsday person.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not a doomsday person. I try not to be a doomsday person, but it's like I'm a prepper at heart. In my mind, I wish I was more like in like actual stuff, in real stuff, But I wouldn't know how to start a fire. If we didn't have a lighter, I probably could figure it out. You've kind of if the stuff hits the fan, it's like anything. We got to make it happen. You got to go. We got to figure out like there ain't no going back. We got to actually hunker down. We actually got to learn how to move on with life. But do you think anything like that will ever happen in our lifetime?
No.
It feels like it.
We always think something's going to happen, but like, who are we in like the whole span of history that something's going to happen with?
I can remember like in the before 2010, like that's when I started actually watching the news and originally I started watching Glenn Beck on Fox News. I saw him and that was my favorite show. I loved watching that. And he was the first one that like kind of like I even got the idea of like you need to prepare, you need to start having food for your family but that's like almost 20 years now and it's nothing's significantly happened. We're still going.
Mm-hmm.
And we've never really bought a storage like what are those, the food things, survival kits or whatever. It's like where you have food for a long time. But it's like whenever something actually does happen, we would wish we would have that. Like
we have some stuff stocked up, but maybe not like that.
Like how long would that actually last us?
Probably not ever because there's only vegetables in those cans.
And we need to learn how to can, and we need to learn how to have
a can out there.
Does anyone know how to can? Does anyone know how to like have a root cellar? I always thought a root cellar would be awesome. But like I feel like we've hit kind of bottom and we're ready to launch. I feel like 2025 we're ready to launch. This year, especially, I mean, it's actually happening. Like I can remember like 2 months ago he got elected and it was kind of a boring 2 months. I mean, it wasn't like he's been making stuff happen. Trump has put together his cabinet of people, which have been a lot of rock stars, a lot of amazing people. None of them I think were bad choices at all. Mm-hmm. Matt Gaetz, he did not make the final cut, but he would have been awesome, I think. And I mean, like a lot of guys in there are going to start cleaning house and seriously draining the swamp. I'm just like interested to see what actually happens whenever. Because I mean, like the guys that he's like picked are like awesome. Like Pete Hegseth, he's the one who was like kind of under the microscope recently in front of Congress and having to answer questions. Did you see any of that? What just happened with all that? I mean, they were like the Democrats were just brutal. I mean, they were bringing up his like you have like a kid out of wedlock or something, or you cheated on someone, and just like, and he's such a good man. He's such like a good guy, and he's like a military, like he was in the military. He was mainly a person, like a host on Fox News, but like he just like took it, and he did not react at all in a way that would be like easily impulsive to react when somebody's just
attacking your
character and everything about and he's just I don't know if I could do it. It would bleed out of me. Like I would be hard for me to hide stuff. People would be able to tell if I was starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm not good at like I don't know.
I know.
You don't know. Maybe I would be awesome. Maybe I would be like a Navy SEAL under pressure, Maybe I would be. You never know. And when stuff happens, it's like that's when your true colors show. You can all say be all talk, but then when something happens, that shows you who you are. And it's like, I hope that goes well into someone being under fire and it's showing who they are, like Trump being shot at and like all like the stuff that he's been through is like insane. Like the fire he's been put through, and he just Doesn't even age. Like, I mean, he's definitely aged, but like not like any other president, you know?
Stress doesn't affect him like others.
I don't know how in the
Have
world.
you seen pictures of like before they took office, then after? They are just like the stress of the job. You can just see it on their face and their hair and
Oh
their
yeah.
body.
Like Barack Obama, definitely.
Mhm.
You definitely tell, like,
I mean, 4 years or 8 years, it's going to age you anyway, but it just
Yeah.
seems like,
oh my gosh, I mean, how hard that job would be.
mhm.
Like the weight of the world, like,
Literally.
yeah, it's like, but it would be awesome. And nobody wants to give it up. I mean, nobody, like, you are like the most powerful man in the world. Why? You think anybody wants to give it up? Who would want to give that up? What?
I don't
Am I
know.
missing something?
I'm just not ambitious, I guess. I'd be like, let someone else do it. That's too much. Power,
Really?
who cares? I don't want to work that hard, I guess.
No, I mean, I'm not saying like just power in itself, but just like, I mean, if you have like the presidential office, that would be just, your life is mattering. Like I mean, you'd have to be making decisions constantly. I mean, you'd have to be like, but that's why Biden's presidency was such an anomaly, and was so different. It did not feel like he was in charge.
Oh.
Did you feel like?
No.
It didn't feel like it did
Felt
not
like a puppet.
Yeah, it did not feel like he was the one making decisions. And it's like, I just remember them talking about the other world leaders and the other people doing something to America, or not to America, maybe it was other countries, invading other countries. And Kamala and Biden were like, their message was don't. And that's all they said. And that was their thing. And then Trump is like, if we don't have our hostages back by the time I take office, there's going to be hell in the Middle East. And now it's like happening. Like before he takes office, there's peace between Hamas, peace between Israel, and I mean, like, the hostages, I'm assuming, are getting ready to be released. Hopefully, I mean, he said if they don't take,
from what?
like, because they have American citizens. Hamas had American citizens as hostage.
Oh.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to it because it's not going to be like it was the last time he took office. Because before he even was sworn in, they started the whole Russiagate thing. It was all about he was in cahoots with Russia and all that, and that's all we heard the whole presidency. And it was over, and then they said, "Oh, that was just made up. That was all fabricated." And it's like everybody just moved on. He's been impeached twice. He's a convicted felon. He's like, and it's like none of these things are real or anything. To me, he is, in my opinion, and I know this probably will definitely rub a lot of people the wrong way. I think he's like the best president in the United States history. Maybe, I mean, then the other two you go to is George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. But to me, the impact and the influence that he's made on the direction of our country is just not comparable with anyone else. To me, the biggest thing, is definitely how he stepped in and the conservative justices that he put in place to overturn Roe v. Wade, which, I mean, he brought it back to the states, or he put the judges in place to do that, to overturn that. So it's not just a law across the United States. And I mean, everybody has different opinions about that. I mean, but it's now decided each state, I don't know. I can't abortion is like, that's a very hot topic, and it always will be, and it's not like it's just something for our day and age. It's probably been something years before that, I just think like the Christians in like the first century, they were the ones known for, people would do exposure. They'd put their children out there. They don't want them, or they can't take care of them. Maybe like they would put them out there to just die. And the Christians were the ones that came along, and
I don't understand that.
And they were the ones that took them in, mostly girls, because
how can someone do that?
I don't know. I mean, it's one thing when you don't see the child, but it's like when you actually see it.
And you go through all the pain and the anguish of having it and the sickness and everything. And then you just, it's a girl, or usually they just let the girls out there, right?
And why is people obsessed with having boys? Why are people like, why is that such a thing? Like, why is that like, I mean, I understand like if we need to go to war but like, why is having boys like that is like, it's not as good if it feels like people like make it, oh, you got a boy, sometimes, or It's like, to me, but why is that? Like, and it's not, and it's primarily, it seems like, it's not like just guys are like that, you know? I mean, you see it from both guys and girls.
I know. I don't like it.
But I mean, everybody thinks one way, or, you know, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Nobody's the same. We're all unique. I mean, just God has made us, we have our own identity. We're like, there's no other Brandon out there. There's no other Brandon out there. But I did have my uncle and my aunt once say that, like, they felt like he was in the hospital. My uncle was in the hospital, and their nurse was a guy, and he looked just like me, and he had the same mannerisms. He was exactly like me, and they told me that, and I was like, it wasn't me. So maybe there was a guy out there like me.
That's funny.
You know, like maybe I'm a nurse in a multiverse, in the multiverse. You know,
Key.
You know what I'm saying? This is good times. This is like, I'm just pumped because I was thinking about this earlier today, like just how the months of the year. This is January. January, it like feels like a blur, and it feels like, and not in a good way. January is just like, to me, it's just like, I feel like I'm in a dream state, and I start waking up kind of coming awake in February, and in March and April, that's when things like start, like every year. It feels like every year, March and April, and then May, it's like, this is awesome. And then there hits a lull in summer, and then towards the end of the year, it's like, it's back to like, you know, holiday season. It's fun. But is anyone else out there like that? Like this time of year, January? I don't know if it's just gray skies and it's just clouds or what, but it just doesn't feel like, I feel like I'm in a dream state.
Me too. Like the time just goes by so fast. I'm working on stuff, and it's just hours have gone by, and it feels like I've got nothing done.
And if you are watching this right now, in the link of the description, I put our Podcast Studios store. You should go check it out. A lot of this stuff has been designed by this wonderful woman right here.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awesome stuff that you put in there, like really cool.
It's fun to make.
You're very talented, Jesse. Okay. You're very talented. You're talented, a lovely lady. You don't like being called a lady, do you? No. Why not? You'd rather be called a woman or a girl?
It's weird.
Lady just sounds older. Yeah. Lovely lady.
Lucky lady.
You're a lucky lady.
What's that from? Doug?
I don't know. But I know, I remember that, but I don't know what that's from either.
Yeah, I think it is.
So I said last week I was going to try, like, going to have a daily, I wanted to get it set up, a daily kind of stream that I do myself, and still keep the Friday night with me and Jesse doing this stream, but just did not have the vertical. The vertical did not launch.
What does that mean?
My
didn't get up?
No, I was not. I wanted to get it set up so like kind of I could record in vertical and
literally vertical.
Yeah, the vertical, yeah,
okay.
vertical recording, yeah, baby,
fancy,
yeah, and I'm working in the studio, and just did not, and I got a couple new technologies working through and trying to figure out. I am definitely trying to, like, a lot of these things that people with technology comes naturally. I'm sure, they just pick it up, and that's why there's computer guy. I need a computer guy.
You're the computer guy.
And that's sad. If I'm the computer guy, that is sad. That's not a good deal. What?
Yeah, you're good at it.
You are measured by the people, like, who considers you the computer guy and the group of that you're in, who I've been nominated that, but I don't think I have what it takes.
If you guys could only see this conglomeration of computers and tech stuff over here, then you're, oh my gosh.
Well, I mean,
it's mega desk over there.
Yes.
Like 14 computers.
Mega desk. Yes. It is. It's something to behold. Something to behold. All right, Jesse. So what are you going to do when TikTok is no longer existent? And I hope that's not the case. For anyone watching on TikTok, put some stuff in there. We want to see, like, what you all are thinking. What, like, if TikTok gets taken away, what?
I'll have a lot more time on my hands.
I think a lot of people will. But not in a good way. TikTok, we've learned so much. So much. I was just watching, like, a video, and just a guy saying, like, people come and, like, seeing what people are doing on Instagram, and they're like, they just look so dorky and everything like that. They're doing a little dance, and TikTok people are like, that was like 2 years ago. It's like TikTok is like always, it's a lot faster pace, and it's just a different type of community. I love TikTok. I love TikTok. It's just I never got good at the dances. I never got good at the dances. But maybe there's still time. Maybe someday I'll be on Dances with the Stars and I'll learn how to get some rhythm. What do you think? What do you think, Jesse?
You haven't done your movie quote in a while.
I know I haven't. You know, I just I haven't. I don't know what I think it's that haze, that dream state that I feel like I am. I need Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception to come rescue me out of this dream state. I'm in like the third level of dream, you know, and I need someone to just why did they never make an Inception 2? That was such a good movie. Mm-hmm. That was an awesome movie. I can't think of really any movie he's done that's not been great. I never watched that something about Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
That was like him and like, but that was the one that kind of put him on the map, I think. Like, that's what like he got really famous for. He was in that, and then I mean, like most of my favorite movies are his. Like he is like the hands down best actor. Like no one's better than him. Even the movie Wolf of Wall Street, like he was awesome in that. And even though that movie is pretty, like it has a lot of stuff in it and a lot of stuff, you know. I like
Beware.
Yeah, beware if you check that one out. But he was just, I just seen like video clips of him like getting ready to do a shoot, and it's like he just, as I'm sure like a lot of actors do, they just go in like a different state. Like he's just like the camera's about to go on, he just changes completely.
Oh my gosh.
And it's really cool. I love acting. I love movies. We're actually going to go see a movie this weekend, Wolfman. That looks really good. That's what I've been wanting to see. You don't know anything about that? You don't remember that? I don't want to give anything away, and I don't even like to watch trailers. I don't like to watch trailers because I don't want to know anything about a movie. But you got to know a little bit about a movie before you want to go see it, I guess. But Jesse, there's a lot of last things happening, you know, right now. We're getting ready. We're stepping into the unknown. Are you ready to step into the unknown? I mean, I don't believe politicians anymore. Do you believe politicians?
No.
Why not?
Because they never do what they say.
Because it is like anything that's happening. I mean, it's their job. You know, they're putting on a show a lot of the times. You know, and it's just to get in with the crowd and be liked. It's a popularity contest and all that, and it's nothing. You know, nothing. You can't really. You have to take it with a grain of salt. A lot of things they say and a lot of things they do. You know, it's like I don't know. I don't buy it. Jesse. But there are a lot of laughs. Any other final things that you think that were kind of different? Am I the only one that this Friday feels weird? Like this weird? Like I knew it would be like this. Like I was expecting it.
In what way? The presidency or like
the presidency, and then also
and TikTok.
It's like that. Like
I keep thinking TikTok's actually not really going to go away. I would be really surprised if I click on there and it's gone.
It will have to be on Sunday. It's gonna probably direct us to some page that's, you know, it's like a electrical cord with a cat biting through it, and it says, I don't know, technical difficulties.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to strike some type of deal. I don't know. It's like something's gonna happen.
It's so crazy. That's how a lot of people make their living.
But I mean, it's gonna like probably be stopped for a bit, but then they're gonna figure out something. But it's all about like it has to be bought by an American company. It has to be released by ByteDance. You know, they're the ones that own it, and they're the ones that like. I mean, there's not really a separation between business and the state in China. You know, so. But I mean, we talk about this all the time. I'm not too concerned about China watching me, but I mean, are you out there? Are you all like? Do you feel weird if China knows everything about you? I mean, like they might
just like the kind of videos you watch, or like how can they get any more information?
They just know your buying patterns and like what you.
Okay.
I know it's like
know my buying patterns and get me more things like that.
I know. I'm not too. I know China, they say, is like our biggest threat. I mean, but maybe they are. To me, I don't think they are at all. It doesn't feel like that. Like I think I need to kind of gain some knowledge on that, like because I don't see them as, you know, that is why I'm like kind of the odd guy, because I don't match up with anything specific. Like, you know, feel like people that are conservative, they have to, you know, like they're all against kind of China and all against like all these other. I'm not too worried about it. Are you?
I try not to concern myself with it.
I think most people aren't concerned with it. You know, I just don't like that. I wouldn't even know his name, but like it's a guy I really like on TikTok, and him and his dad, they're walking off. They're like, we're going to China, It's that one guy who's, there's so many out there, but I probably wouldn't. It's the son and his dad, they're always doing videos together.
Really like New York accent?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
They're saying like they were walking off to China, because.
Why?
Because it's getting shut down here, And like we're only like
they're gonna go to China so they can be on TikTok.
Yeah, they don't absolutely need the U.S., but it's definitely going to hurt them. Having a U.S. market is definitely like they're going to be able to survive, but it's like they need. That's why I'm wondering what's actually going to happen, because I don't see TikTok actually. Because a lot of people that are very wealthy, even Elon stepped into the conversation, but that O'Leary guy, him and these guys, they're trying to buy TikTok, but TikTok does not want to. They'll sell the platform, but they will not sell their algorithm. Like TikTok has its own specific algorithm that makes it so good. It's like they built up this platform, but it's the algorithm that is what is the engine of it,
Right.
And I mean, if they did sell the platform without that, I mean, whoever bought it would have immediate like access to like millions of people right away. But could they keep it as good as it is? What do you think, Jesse?
I don't know. Switching gears a little bit, Kurt said, I think I saw where they moved the presidential swearing-in ceremonies inside the Capitol. They said because of cold.
Oh, because of cold?
Is that an excuse?
I mean, I don't.
It's probably a good idea.
I mean, he's behind bulletproof, like screening, anyways. But like, because of cold, I don't doubt it. But like, I don't know. They need to do everything in their power to protect him. You know what I mean? I think we've got past the window of something. They say Trump did get assassinated. Now what if he did? Like, it wouldn't be as. I mean, it would be terrible, obviously, but like, we're past that window of like whoever JD Vance would be the one, who would take the office, take the helm. Mm. It wouldn't. So it's like people that are the crazies out there that would try to do something. One, they don't have. If the Biden administration was somehow doing something to allow, because that first assassination attempt, like that was insane that a shooter was able to get that close and that to actually happen.
And they were told he's right there. Do you see him? Oh yeah, don't do anything. Right?
I don't like it, like everything that came up. It was just it was hard not to be conspiratorial when that happened. And I think a lot of people like what, that was just, but it's like, and now at this point, like if something did happen, what would be the gain of the person doing it? Just because they don't like him, his party is one, so, but it's like before he's sworn in, if he did get assassinated, would it go to JD Vance or would it go to whoever the speaker is? Because there's always that deal. But I think Mike Johnson's the speaker anyways. How all that, there's different laws. We have thousands of laws on the books, and why they're that way, I don't know. Jesse, do you think? I think you need to understand the gravity of what we are stepping into.
Okay.
You don't think so? I'm excited about it. I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen. I don't think so. But like, to me, it does feel like we're moving on. It's almost like the new year that we're into the new year already. But what do you think about all that?
Do you think some people that don't like Trump, that they kind of like secretly like, oh, but I'm a business owner and I know it's going to be better for me, but I'm not going to say that.
They don't want to say that because
do you think?
Not now. I mean, everybody, I think now people are definitely, on the Trump train. I think most business people out there, and why? You don't think that?
That's what I'm saying. No one's going to say it, but they might not like him personally. A lot of people don't like him personally, but they could be really, his policies could be really good.
But even I think a lot of people their taste of him has definitely changed. It's not like it was. Can you admit that? Jesse, you're on the ground.
Not. I don't.
What's the? I'm trying to think. What's that word? The scuttlebutt. Is that what people say? What's the scuttlebutt?
I have no idea. I hear things in the background when you have it on.
But nobody's really talking about this type of stuff. Nobody. You still can't in regular public just bring it up. People, they're not going to be too pleased. Or it just makes people uncomfortable. A little bit. But it's a lot. That's why it's easier to just talk about it on the internet. Or just talk about it with people over that in one-on-one conversation. But I'm pumped. I'm excited about it. But what's that? What else is happening, Jesse? What else is going on? What in your life? What is happening? Anything? Tell me. Tell me your deepest thoughts. What do you think of life?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think of life.
Mean.
What's the meaning of life? You ask me that, I'll say something.
What?
No, I want to hear you.
No, just go.
I want to hear what you got, what you think. You got wisdom. You got wisdom, my lady. You got wisdom. You got that wisdom. You know, that was from not our youngest daughter, but that was from Bonnie. Sophie, when she was younger, she would say, she would bug Bonnie, and Bonnie was a little bit like a little kid, and she would go, da, da. And that's become a thing. Now Jesse says it to me because I bug her. Jesse, so what do you think? What about the Chiefs? What about NFL? What's going on there?
You tell me. I don't know.
Do you even know when they're playing?
Tomorrow at 3:20.
No.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
That's what I said.
But not at 3:20.
When?
3:30.
Same thing.
Central Time. I hope it's Central Time. Because we got Bonnie's game at 2:00. Who wrote that schedule? And shouldn't it be amended like for the Chiefs game?
We'll be back in plenty of time.
I don't know.
I think I like watching Bonnie more than the Chiefs sometimes.
I do too. I it's Bonnie. I mean, yeah. I don't.
It's apples and oranges.
Oh yes, it's different. Apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. So, but we'll make it back. We're gonna see that, and hopefully, sports and they still do crush me at times. But I'm not as invested as I used to be in sports. I mean, I used to be like, and I mean, if say the Chiefs did lose, like maybe a few years ago, I mean, I would be heartbroken. I'd be sad. But I remember I used to be like, I would wake up the next morning devastated. Oh. You know what I mean? Just like devastated. Like if your sports team, like you just sad, you know, or definitely sad. And I would still be sad. I would be sad. I wouldn't be happy about it. I think we were just spoiled in Kansas City. It's like even the thought of us not winning, it's hard to even comprehend at this time. It really is. But it's not like, it's not good to be like that because we are definitely capable of losing. Mahomes seems like he pulls it out every time, but there's something happening like in sports. It's not just like X's and O's. I mean, there's deeper levels happening, you know? I mean, I go to the spiritual, you know, I feel like even like why certain things happening, like even in our life, you know, it says there's spiritual forces at battling, you know, for the fight of people's souls, you know, that we don't see that's happening. And it's like, that's got to even be taking place in some form or fashion, even with sports. Because, I mean, how sports teams do, that is definitely changing the trajectory of this world. And it does. It like, if one sports team wins, you know, like it's going to throw certain new stars into the limelight or spotlight or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it's just how good someone's prepared as opposed to the other team, how they prepared, or luck doesn't have to have anything to do with it. There's so many things that are happening that have to be influencing who wins, you know? To me, it's not just like, why do you think one team goes up in a game and they're winning, they're doing so good, and then you just know the other team is going to come back? And it's always going to be, it has to be close. And I think God almost makes it entertaining for us, you know, in a sense. I feel like that. I mean, he knows who's going to win, and
yeah,
but he always allows somebody to come back. It's never just for the most part. It's always down to the wire. Always.
It's just mental. It's mental. The people who are up, they're like, oh, we got it in the bag. And then they slack off. And then the other one's like, no, we'll show them. It's all mental.
Something's happening. To me, it's not just.
I see it in my own sports teams. It's just that you got to conquer the mental game first.
But no team ever just completely runs away with it, you know?
Maybe they're all professionals.
It's like they always come back. The Chiefs are always in a tight game. Every game, every week. We don't just kill anyone. And maybe that's a good thing because it wouldn't be as exciting. If we were completely just obliterating teams, it wouldn't. Maybe Mahomes is doing that because he wants us to have a good time. Or he wants our hearts to hurt a little bit. I don't know. But it's like sometimes it's just like, I don't know. In sports, and I've seen it even from when I played in high school, it's like sometimes that you just lose it in your eyes. And it's like you feel like it's over. It's like
I was gonna say, like, after a game, like, in high school, like, were you devastated? But you never did until the very last game.
my class, we lost in like in JV and stuff like that,
yeah.
and like freshmen.
Were you devastated at that?
No, not really. I mean, all that matters is varsity, and varsity they were winning every game, and I didn't start until I was senior year, but like we did have some people in my class that started before senior year, and it's like so. But I can remember like the game that we lost. It's just like I felt like not in like players, but like they lost it in their eyes. Like we
before you actually lost, when you were losing,
it felt like it. It felt like it,
because you've never done that before.
Because and it was we had some like our best player got hurt in the first play of the game. Our best, and then like and just things just it doesn't seem like it's meant to be or something like that. And I don't know. And you replay some things in your mind. You're like whatever, and you feel like we just I don't know. And it was a team that we'd already beaten. It was like it was like something was against us. Something said you weren't going to win this. It felt like I don't know. And that's why I think there is that might be kind of weird, and people don't even think about that. I think there's bigger things out there than just sports. I think that are even influencing sports. Because I mean, the spiritual world is influencing everybody's lives because it's concerned about everybody's lives. Like the enemy is wanting men's souls as much as God wants men's souls, and there's this battle that's happening. I mean, it's still a part of life. Why do we have to segregate? This is sports now. This has nothing to do with God. This has nothing to do with the spiritual world. It's the same. There's not this. This is this is real divine. This is sports, everything is a part of it. Everything is influenced by it. To me, nobody ever has anyone else ever thought about that.
I've never really thought about that.
I think it is. I think it's. I mean, I don't think God is like, oh, I hope Tom Brady wins this weekend, or I'm going to make Tom Brady win. But like, I think there's something out there that is, I mean, things can happen, not just your physical ability, but definitely your mental state, and like the unseen world is the battle of the minds. That's what's happening. It's a battle of people's minds, and Satan can bring us down like in a second, just by putting a cloud over our mind and not letting us see, and so it's like if you're not thinking clearly on the game field, like
I don't know. I don't think he has that power.
What do you mean?
You can't just do that.
Do what?
Cloud your mind. He doesn't have any power over that.
Why? What do you mean? You don't think so? Can Satan read our mind?
No.
You don't think Satan can read our mind?
No.
I've always heard that he can't either, because only God can. But it definitely feels like he can. It definitely feels like the demonic world, I
think it's our own sin nature. Remember, it says that leads you astray or something.
But it feels like you get tripped up, and it feels like if that spiritual realm is just watching me right now. Like Satan, he's just so familiar with me. Like he knows what I'm thinking by just looking at me, but he's not actually reading my mind. Because I've heard that too, that only God is the one who can see what we are thinking. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. So you think that? Maybe. I don't know.
He's an angel. He doesn't
have that.
He doesn't have that power. He's not an equal with God. He doesn't get there's a God column and a Satan column. He's not even close to God's power.
What do you all think? Can created things, can they see what we're thinking? You know what I mean? Like we have no idea what's happening spiritually, like in this world. Like we see the physical and that's all we see, but like how that is even happening, like how are the this angels and demons like battling for our will and our mind? How are they doing that? Like how can it's hard for me to see how they're doing that without seeing that they're reading what we're thinking. Like, are they just invisible or something like that, and they can just see what we're doing? But maybe that's it. Maybe they're just invisible, and that I just think of it as a different realm, that they're in this thought realm of whatever, and they're like, that's how the spiritual is. It's almost thoughts, like something, I don't know, like
it's blowing my mind.
Jesse,
what?
I need to know these things. I need to understand. I need to know what people think. And I feel like I don't see anything because I'm going to download like where I can just see the chat right in front of me directly. But I wish we were going to get that so we can actually probably just see it on the wall, like the screen, and I'll say, Jamie, pull that up. I want to see that. Let me see if I can pull anything up. Look at this. Because I clicked into something a little bit ago and I was like, ah! I started talking. I don't want to see that.
I haven't heard him crying yet.
He's doing pretty good. I'd say. Man, I'm seeing myself on there. Like, gosh, does the camera add 20 pounds? Because I'm looking big. Looking toy. Looking what? Gargantuan. I see. That always happens whenever like if I'm at work and I see myself on the screen. I mean, like I gotta sucker in. You know, I gotta flex a little bit.
On the screen.
Like if we're ever on something. I think I was slouching. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. But like, is that a real thing? Does the you need to do a little dance over there, Jesse? Do a little dance. Do more of a dance because it's kind of like focused really on me right now.
Where is he?
Where's who? Okay, there I can actually see kind of the Bonnie said, "Hey, yeah." Well, it's I set up the new colors. I can see it on the screen right there. So yeah, we got our entourage out there.
What'd she say? Hey, on.
I can just see it on the screen itself. She said right here. What? Are you looking at the same thing I am?
No.
Jesse, tell me your thoughts. See it on the screen itself. See right there.
Turn it down.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't want to click on something and start doing that. But at least I look like the guy off of what is that? Star Wars. You know that goblin guy. I think
Jabba.
Is that what it is? Do I look like Jabba? Jabba the Hutt? I think that's what I look like. I haven't been in the gym lately. We need to start going back. I need to start going back.
You've already stepped in it today. You told me that I need to go back to the gym.
Don't even say that. You know I don't. I said you can leave Rowan at my parents' house. You can go do whatever. You can go to
you said you can go work out.
I said you can go like whatever. You can go do whatever. You can go to the Y or whatever because you're already in town.
You can go work out. That's what you said.
Why, Jesse? Stop. You stop.
As you looked at my stomach.
Stop! Oh my gosh, Jesse. No. So Jesse, tell me your thoughts. I feel like
my eyelids are slamming shut.
Why? Why is that?
My eyes
you got a condition? I've been. So tell me what have you been watching lately? I've been into this guy named Simon de Tremont. He's like a Canadian. And when he says his name, he talks like normal all the time. But then when he says his name, it's got like this amazing accent. And he's a camera guy. Simon de Tremont. It's that guy right there. You try to say his name. Okay, we'll try to say his name. Just right there. How would you say it?
Simon de Tremont.
Say it into the
Simon de Tremont.
But when he says it, it sounds awesome. And whenever it's like you would believe anything he says when he says his name. And he's actually really good. He's a photographer in Canada. He has a YouTube channel. I've recently subscribed and I've been watching a lot of his videos because I'm trying to get the camera going, and figure out like all that.
Shush.
Okay. All right, Jess, did you have anything else?
No, I have to go.
All right, we're gonna take a short break and then we're gonna do a little gaming. So hang tight. Go refill your coffee.